Reality isn't what you see, it's what your history has forced you to believe. I wrote this the other day. What is life? I keep changing the word that I use to sum it all up, but for now, it's perspective. Life is perspective. Everyone has a different perspective at any given moment. You change your perspective, you change the life you end up living. Your perspective is the sum of all data points you've experienced into your life. Every single little thing that you've come into contact with creates this unique, highly individualized lens through which you see the world. This means two people can look at the exact same life, room, laptop, and see a completely different set of rules, a completely different set of what is possible. We are all a product, or how I prefer to say it, a conditioning of our past. We don't have any control to the things that happen to us in the external world. We can try to influence them, but we can't control it. And so one has to learn to weaponize everything that has ever happened to them and use it to construct the form of the life that they want to experience. The greatest discovery I ever made was that life has no meaning. I think we spend our life asking the wrong question. What is the meaning of life? But the assumption behind that question is that there's already a predefined purpose that we're waiting to discover, to be found in the universe. I don't believe that's true. I believe that life has no universal meaning. You know, if there was this set meaning in the universe, then every person would be essentially living the same life. I believe that the closest thing to the meaning of life is existence itself. Yeah, without existence, there is no life to experience. Every conversation, relationship, achievement, failure, memory, every sunrise, adventure, it begins with a simple fact that you exist in the first place to experience that. And also, your existence is completely unrepeatable. It's never going to happen again exactly as it has. Every decision, coincidence, or moment in history that led to you can never happen exactly the way it happened again. The greatest gift any of us will ever receive is not success, it's the chance to exist in the first place. Wealth, money, success is not proof of a life truly lived. What is a meaningful life though? I don't think a meaningful life is something you stumble into. A meaningful life is something that you deliberately and consciously have chosen. Your life can look extraordinary from the outside while feeling completely empty on the inside. Meaning begins when your life becomes an expression of your own values, purpose, your own unique perspective on life, rather than someone else's expectations. The goal is simply not to live longer, the goal is to live deliberately. Imagine you're in a room, but every single wall, the floor, the ceiling is mirrors, and all you see is a reflection of yourself. Most people are living their entire lives in this mirrored room without even realizing it has doors. Why do people become trapped? Well, nobody chooses the conditions that they were born into, do they? Every person inherits a family, a culture, education, belief system, environment. If you think about it, countless invisible assumptions are made before you ever make your first conscious decision. And that's what happens. Over time, these assumptions that you're making almost become reality itself. They become these mirrors. You look back and you only see what's reflecting back at you. You don't see the world beyond the mirrors. Yeah, most people never even look and question, like, where's my mirror stopping me from seeing that reality? Instead of people living a life that is truly their own, they inherit one. They don't break past these assumptions that they've been given. I believe that freedom begins the moment that you realize your current perspective on life is not reality. It's not reality. It's not all of reality in one. It's just simply the lens through which you see the world. If you change the lenses, you change the world you see, you change the life you end up living. Imagine you spend your whole life waiting for something and then you die. That's kind of what people do with freedom, right? They spend their whole life waiting for freedom without realizing that it's actually something that you build. You have to build your own freedom, because freedom is not the absence of responsibility. It's the ability to consciously choose and decide the life you end up living. I believe that your whole existence should belong completely to you. A life truly belongs to someone when it is intentionally designed around who they are, what they value, and the future they choose to create, the form of the life that they want to live. It's not waving your arms around, being free and running down a massive field, even though that could be freedom. Again, life is perspective, right? Freedom can be whatever you want it to be. Success can be whatever you want it to be. Life can be whatever you want to be. There's no limit. The limit is never met. So this whole idea that life is this, life is that, load of nonsense, really. Because there's 9 billion different ideas of what reality is on this world, if we're only counting humans, of course. Don't let the other 8.999999 billion views of reality stop you from going all in on yours. Why would you not want to? Obviously, being aware that your current perspective on life is the collection of every single thing that ever happened to you in life. So again, it's breaking that mirrored box I was on about, all that nonsense. Anyways, I'm going home.